Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the second part of structuring and planning a new story. Today, we are going to observe step by step the structure of any given blog or any given newspaper that is a print medium, and find out how to design, how to arrange, and how to rearrange according to the ideas that we are presenting. So, this first slide I have drawn from the blog of Economic Times, which is a hard news blog. So, we can find out so many such blogs on Google News platform. Through Google, you can browse through so many such news blogs and soft leads, feature blogs everywhere inside Google News. So, these are some interesting links which allow you to access news and feature articles, some interesting topics, some entertaining topics, videos, audios, comments on Twitter, everything. We find it in one place called the Google News app. Coming back to this first slide, we could see that there is a primary headline and the secondary headline, and the secondary headline is almost like a paragraph, like a blurb or the summary of the whole story which is about to follow the headline, and so it is almost like a lead also. So this is an example, a fine example to explain how leads and secondary headlines can be similar in structure, and you can also put lead as the secondary headline itself, and your secondary headline will be totally overtaken by a lead, and you can find that the secondary headline itself explains all the 5W1H properties about who were attending the meeting and who arranged the meeting, and about the 21-day lockdown, and everything about the meeting is there, and it is slowly discontinued to provoke the interest of the reader. Similarly, you can also plan about writing headlines and the subheadings or the captions in such a way that it adds importance to the news story. Here, the news story is phenomenal because it's about the prime topic of discussion in the whole country, and that too it involves the prime minister itself and his meeting with the other ministers. So it is it like the hot throb of every reader, so it needs some real explanation. So the secondary headline has been modified as a summary blurb, and there is no problem in it. As I already told you, you cannot go by the book. You have to modify certain things in order to give importance to the kind of story that you are working on, the kind of audience that you are working on, and the kind of people you are describing about, or the situations that you are describing about, which is really important. Tomorrow, if you are going to be employed in a very well known newspaper or news platform, or any kind of your own freelancing feature platform, blogging platform, anything, you have to keep all these things in your mind, so that you never lose control of what you're writing and what you are primarily addressing your audience about. Now, coming to the next slide, we can observe that the lead is followed up with 2-3 paragraphs, and almost in a nutshell, a nut graph also follows up, where it is marked in the pink. The lead is almost like a nut graph, which gives you all the important details that is going to be discussed inside news story, and that is made as the main part of the lead also. And the lead is followed up by the lead quote. You can see that sentences added there, which is marked in red: a graded plan to slowly open departments where hotspots aren't existing should be made. So this lead quote is something speaking about the future of the country, the economic future of the country, which the reporter or the writer cannot simply make. It should be made only by the person said. which cannot be taken easily also. So next it is followed by the body of the news story, which speaks about the main decisions being taken in the conference, which has to be decided by the minister's office, which is discussed elaborately, and everywhere it is quoted by, the prime minister said that, this person said that, it was emphasized that. So the minutes of the meeting have been thoroughly checked and rechecked, and the words are drafted in such a way that there are no mistakes happening, so that when the writer addresses something like this, the writer or the reporter or the freelancer shouldn't get into trouble of attributing someone. So the attribution part is very very important here. So going on to the next slide, we can find that the news continues, the body of the news continues. Whatever the discussions or the decisions or the strategies being planned by the Prime Minister is emphasized there. And later you can find that the pink area marked by me, it is speaking about the PMGKY, that is the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, which gives the detailed definition of what is PMGKY is about, because it is also an attribution, a background check of the definition of what the scheme is about. Because if you are not going to explain about the scheme, the reader is going to be totally anonymous to the situation. The reader is going to be confused and blind about what is happening if you are just going to say about some abbreviations or some definitions of some unknown ideas. So the to make this reader familiar with is very important. Now, in the next slide, we find that the news story is almost coming to the ending point, where you can find that the extra information, from moving on from the major part of the news story, we are coming to the end point, where the extra informations, the trivial details are added, how the future is going to be, and what are the future plans of the meeting, what are the decisions being taken. It says this minister should remain, should provide, should formulate, they need to go hand in hand, they should popularize Arogya Setu app. So these are the follow ups to be made, how the story has to be followed up. So the reporter, if he or she needs to follow up with the same story, they can take this point as the follow up for the next story, as the lead for the next story. So it also ends up with what the ministers had provided as feedback. So the ministers are not such just silent observers there. It also speaks about what the ministers admitted, and gave word to the prime minister after the meeting. So they provided feedback, they praised the initiative. So these are the key words that has to be added to the ending of the news story. So now we are moving on to a totally different kind of a story, which I have borrowed from the website of Wired, and it's a blog speaking on the features, especially of knowledge features. And here we are discussing about Encyclopedia Britannica, which is going online. So it is a question mark. It's an intriguing headline, and it is also followed by a small summary blurb kind of thing. But it is an inquisitive, intriguing kind of a blurb, which allows you to speculate about what is going to happen further. So it kind of makes you inquisitive. The whole subheading, the secondary headline makes you inquisitive about what you are going to discuss inside the story. It makes you yarn for why you should read the story, why it is so important to read about some Britannica online stuff. Yeah. And next, you can see that the things marked in red in 1768, Captain James Cook, such words, it signifies that it speaks about the past. So the historical background check, which we usually make in the body of the news story, we have shuffled it and brought it right to the lead part of the news story, because it is essential here in the feature writing to be very passive, to speak about the details, the descriptions, and go back to the stuff, start from the origins and speak about all about Encyclopedia Britannica to describe and give you an overview so that you understand why you should read this article, why it is so important, and how far Encyclopedia Britannica has taken steps to move forward, leaps to move forward generation to generation. So the story is followed by the lead. So in this lead, it is, as it is a feature article, you can find that the lead doesn't doesn't really focus on the proximity or the immediacy, but the impact of it. So the impact is being made by making a historical background check only. They are clarifying how publishing business had been throughout history, so that coming to Britannica, coming to discussing about the history and the origins and the contemporary importance of Britannica, and why it is Britannica important for Britannica to go online. All these things should be validated to make an impact. Otherwise, the reader will be totally off the line, off the tracks, totally confused by unnecessary details. The next slide, you can find the word aren't, which connects you from the past to the present, which shows you that the story is slowly moving towards the present, which is very essential to make the impact, which makes you the reader, which makes the reader to feel the movement from past to present, the flow from past to present. Otherwise, the reader will be bored to just hang on the past and not coming to the present. What is the importance then? And the next paragraph, you can find that there is a miraculous word called last year, over the last year, which brings the reader very close to time, very close to the matter, the new story, the body of the new story. The reader feels so close to where he is. So now there is a total time shift from the past to the present. Now the reader is going to be very comfortable. And in the next slide, we can find that there is an inquisitive question being posited: do we really need an online encyclopedia? Why is it necessary to go online? So that is the most important question, the basic tagline to understand this news story. Why especially the feature article, especially you can call this a feature article, as it is too descriptive. The major parts of the story in the inverted pyramid are broadened, paragraph by paragraph, and slowly only the story proceeds by time. In a feature article, you cannot immediately find that it was as fast as the hard news story which we saw earlier in this session. The feature article is totally different in its positioning. It becomes too creative, too long winding, and too shuffling in attributes, and the sections are too much shuffled for the comfort and creativity. And here you can find that they are validating about what they are saying. Explanation and elaboration you can find out in this part, why you need to read an encyclopedia, why is it so important to get the information, and what is an encyclopedia all about, why it is called the artifact of enlightenment. Such things, the kind of audience who really know about the importance of reading an encyclopedia, or if they have the knack for information, a flavor for information, definitely they are going to grab this article and read it line by line and devour it. So that interest has to be, the writer is very successful in writing this kind of beautiful sentences, so you have to take note of it. And the story is followed by a bunch of attributions made by a person, McHenry, and that is very important. It becomes almost like a lead quote, but you can see that the lead was really huge, and the lead quote is also becoming really elaborate. There are so many quotes to be jotted, because when speaking about the Laos continuum, the knowledge continuum, you have to be very particular. Again, some historical background informations are being given so that you compare and contrast how Britannica is different from the past, and it is followed by the comparing and contrasting of the online medium with the print medium. That is very essential for the body of the news story. And McHenry continues to say that again a quote, again an attribution about how the chaotic usage of paper was shifted to the usage of online platform. So after differentiating it from the print medium, the writer slowly shifts to the idea of how the online medium is technologically impressive, how it has clubbed with various technological events and corporates to give beautiful web pages that make you very interesting, we make your reading experience very interesting. So that is being highlighted here. So coming to the end part of the feature article, the writer is speaking about experts, about the online platform, how it is being handy, and about the co-founder companies. These are all trivial and extra informative articles, which makes the ending, kind of a cluster of informations which are not necessary but essentially necessary for any reader to just know about how it is going to end. And again it is followed by so many details, feedback from some reader, Nancy John, who says that the search engine has become very impressive, and the index and references, how it is easy to browse online, just click and go, and how the Britannica online pricing the the amount of fees you have to pay to browse online, all these extra details that the reader actually needs to know to access. So the writer wants to end the news story by speaking about the encyclopedia industry, how it has benefited through online platform, and what is the future of online platforms going to be. So it becomes a inquisitive kind of ending, which will follow up in the next lead might be. So throughout the story, we have seen how it has started historically, then it slowly came to the body of the news story, which spoke about the essential things. Then came the tail of the news story, which spoke about tiny details, extra informations. So this is how the feature article would be totally different from the hard news story. Now we are coming to the print medium, where we can distinguish it from the online medium, especially seeing the hard news part of it. Here you can see the visual effects of the pictures, and exactly the listing format, how a story can begin with the listing format, how the listing could be the lead. You can see that pink area marked, it is a listing, it's a listing detail which allows the reader to take a tour of the whole news story just by a small list of 2 points, 2 or 3 points. So you could also, when planning a news story either in a blogging platform or a print platform, you can use such lists to make a visual presentation. But this kind of listing, beginning the news story with the listing format, will be more essential to a printing platform than a blogging platform, as we have discussed earlier. The next example would be a report about a famous singer dead, and you could see that 5W1H just captured in one single paragraph. Then the story immediately finishes in the next paragraph. There is no secondary headline, and in a nutshell, the whole story is combined and finished, which cannot happen in a blogging platform. At the same time, you can also see in a print medium how beautifully a secondary headline could be merged with the primary headline. Here the secondary headline is phenomenal, and the first paragraph starts with the general description of the climate change, about the future, about the world. The writer has some sense for the ecological, the natural changes that is happening around. Only then the slowly the writer shifts to the small yellow line you can see at the bottom, where the writer speaks about the largest fire in history. That is the essential news part what the writer is going to speak about. So it shows that even in a print medium they can be a little bit descriptive, but immediately they have to hop onto the main nut graph and lead to the story, and immediately finish off the story because the reader can't wait. And on the right hand side you can see the attributions. In the next example we are seeing the visuals, how it can be presented, the listing and the infographics being beautifully shared with a small pic in this part of the slide. And in the next slide we can also see that some pull quotes has been used which attracts the reader to understand the main hint in the new story. So apart from that we can also see the pink area which is marked. It is a small question and answer section, a conversation section which has been inserted below the lead, which becomes almost like the lead code, which is conversational in style, and it also grabs the attention of the reader, the reader who wants to just skim and finish off the reading. So we have seen so many such examples of how a print medium can differ from the broadcast or online medium. For us, our essential focus is on the online medium. That's why we discuss deeply into the online medium. We are just looking at the visuals and the presentation of the print medium as it is similar to the online medium, not so different to the online medium, but the visuals are totally different in the print medium as we look into all these examples. So hope today's session was useful for you in distinguishing how a feature article, a hard news story, and a print medium is different from the online medium. A step by step understanding is very essential for you to write and design and imagine and be creative when you are doing your own presenting in your own platforms. Excuse me. The quotations, the colors, the fonts, how a headline and secondary headline impacts, everything you need to be understanding. Have a great day. Please take care. Bye.